Alrighty, we are live from Columbus, OH. And this is, what is this called? Washington Commanders 2025 Offseason Resignings, Free Agency 1. That's the pre-draft, free agency. Then the draft. And then free agency 2. And we have verified that sound works, so we are all good. Alright, and I didn't announce this stream to anybody. I just thought of doing this just recently, like in the last hour. And so I might just be by myself, but the ones I did in the last off season, a couple people eventually watched them. I should check those numbers again to see what they are. Let's see, make sure you can keep an eye on the chat. Okay. Got it. Alrighty. So the Washington Commanders. How about that year? Cannot complain that after 4 wins the year before. And the 2024 season recap. I simulated it and got it, basically as close to the actual results as I could. I had to sim it quite a few times to get the Super Bowl result, but Philly ended up winning this one. 30 to 24, excuse me. And again, this is the Eagles' second Super Bowl victory. I think they won 6 or 8 years ago, something like that. Yearly awards, MVP, Patrick Mahomes. Coach of the Year, Dan Quinn, which in actuality, the Lions coach, can't recall his name right now, but he won, and people are saying because that's just a regular season award, and so it doesn't matter that Dan Quinn beat him in the second round of the playoffs. But as far as the AP Coach of the Year, if that's been given out, I don't know. But people were saying he might win. That's the Associated Press. Might do that. Offensive Player of the Year, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Defensive Player of the Year, Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels, even in this simulation. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, Darius Robinson from the Cardinals, right end. I have not heard of that gentleman before. So that is the wrap up on that. We can check to see the mock draft, and they have me, where am I at? Number 29. They have me taking Emory Jones, right tackle. I always stack up on offensive line. Normally would draft on every single year, would draft at least 2 of them normally in all the off-season stuff that I have played in Madden throughout the years. Okay, let's see what's next. The retirements. Not expecting any of the names to do it. Where are we at? Commanders. Nick Bellore, linebacker, basically just special teams. And so he retired. So that's not going to affect our plans at all, pretty much. Managed staff. See, and they could leave too, because I did have, in this simulation, I did have Washington getting to the title game with Philadelphia. So over with the win against the Lions, exactly as it panned out in real life. So did pretty well for the year, but have not lost any of the coordinators yet, the offensive or defensive coordinator. We'll see if when I hit advanced week, if we lose those and have to hire new people. In real life, Cliff Kingsbury is not leaving the Commanders, so he is staying. And what's his name? Joe Witt, I think, is the defensive coordinator for Washington, and I believe he's staying as well. We'll look at the roster in a moment. It's too late for me to trade. Yeah, you can't trade from here until it switches to the new league year. But the problem, and people are gonna want you to get, Miles Garrett from the Browns to make that trade happen somehow, to get that right end, and maybe a star receiver as well. And the problem is, what are you going to get them with? Because this is the draft picks. We got 1, 2, and 2 5s. And that 5 came from New Orleans via a swap of picks with the New Orleans Saints for the Marshawn Lattimore trade. So 1, 2, and 5, 5. Now it could trade like 2 and get the second round pick and get multiple other ones, but I probably won't. Probably just stand pat as we are here. Maybe if I see somebody that's on the board, maybe trade one of the 2026 picks as possible. Let's see what we did and when I say we, I mean me. What I did for the year in that the team didn't actually do. As you can see, Daniels obviously turned into a superstar X Factor player, and he's rated 98. And of course, that's with some bonuses as well, because as the green triangle, the up arrow pointing there, so he's getting a couple extra points from something else. But high 90s already. So we're good on that. Robinson, I think, he turned into a superstar player too. So, from Columbus, Ohio, OH, go Bucks. Congratulations, national championship winners of the college game. And of course, I would love to have Judkins, or better than that, maybe a replacement for Austin Eckler, Travion Henderson. Is possible, but again, we don't have the draft picks, and you have other things that are probably higher priority. Let's see. Why do we have so many? Oh, we have Davis signed from the practice squad, I believe. He was on the practice squad. Let's see. What do we got? McLaurin, McCaffrey, and McCaffrey was ranked a 70. And I was playing him like 4th or 5th, and he just ended up getting... I also put him on returns, and so maybe he got some points for that too, but he just kept shooting up the ratings, and he's a 81 as well. And De'Ami Brown, he kicked into another gear towards the end of the season, and so he might be good enough for a second wide receiver number 2, but I normally would put the higher ranked younger player there instead. Noah Brown, I already re-signed him. He was the only one that I re-signed during this season simulation, and he was the first one listed, and I did re-sign him, and then I thought, I'll wait on all the rest of them and do those in this stream. So we do have him, and he may end up being cut if the other wide receivers work out better. Zacchaeus, he was pretty good in the early and mid section of the season, and they were playing him more than De'Ami, I think, but later in the season they were playing De'Ami more. Gray and Cunningham, signees from the practice squad. We got Ertz, of course, and Sennett. Sennett started out at a 72, I think, or something like that. And he got up there as well. Got some extra points, and so now he's close to Ertz. Of course, Ertz probably has a much better catch. Let's see, catch, only by 2. Sennett, of course, a draft pick from Kansas State last year by the Commanders. And Bates, the blocking tight end and possession receiver, and Cole Turner I did have on the practice squad, just like they do in real life. And so all the practice squad players get signed automatically for 2 years. But there's no penalty if you release them, so that's no problem. So that's not going to eat up cap space. Coleman got all the way up to 87. Again, that's with added points, bonuses from the way you spend your staff points. But he's up to 87 with those combined. So he's going to be fine. In real life, he showed a lot of good stuff, and he was the clear starter over Cornelius Lucas. But other than when he was hurt, they pretty much had him start and play the whole game. Allegretti did pretty well. Paul, turns out, I made him the primary offensive line backup, and so whenever anybody was hurt, he went in. And then when Cosme got hurt, towards the end, actually no, the whole season he played at right guard because Cosme was already marked hurt on the roster I started with, and so we did Paul was the starting right guard there, so and that's why he jumped up as well in the ratings. So be great for a backup. Hopefully he doesn't have to start. I think by the time the season rolls around, I think on this roster, on this simulation, I think Cosme will be done, but I think they're saying Cosme's not gonna be available for at least not part of the first part of the season anyway. If not, be out the whole year. ACL tear, I think, is what it was for him. Dieter started out at 70 as well, and because of injury, he had to start some at center as well, and so he picked up, and so they all pretty much picked up, and I signed just Stromberg and Brooks. They were on the free agency list, not signed by anybody. They may be on other people's practice squads, but I just signed them just for depth to start, and so they could be let go if we needed to make a roster spot. And then Wiley and Scott. And Scott was ranked 57, but he had to he had to play for Wiley the whole game once, and he didn't have that much problem, so he was rated 57, something like that, and so I just put him up at a 70 to begin with, and so he's a good backup at any rate. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about? Offensive line. Did I need to say something else about offensive line? I was thinking something, but I forgot what it was. Oh well, it'll come back up. Armstrong was with Dan Quinn in Dallas. Jalen Holmes and Ukwu. Don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry if I messed up your name and you just happened to be watching this, probably on the practice squad, and got signed. Fowler, he made some plays this year. Farrell made some plays as well. John Baptiste is on the roster. I can't remember if he's on the roster or practice squad, but I had him on my roster all year. And Teve. These people got to stop having names that I can't pronounce. Allen and Payne, the Bama boys, and Newton. So 90, 84. And I mean, now, so they're talking about maybe they would, and this is not the, this is what I was going to say before when I thought I had something else to talk about the offensive line. These penalties are for the previous year. Once I hit go to the next week and it switches me to the new league year, this penalty would be lower. And so just having signed Payne, probably not going to cut him, but may try to trade Allen. And so we'll see about that for maybe see what kind of draft pick we can get for Allen. Maybe. We'll see. And Day, of course, was on the roster towards the end of the season as a backup or depth. Is that how you pronounce that word? Okay, so this is what I did. So in the draft last year, Washington picked McGee, Jordan McGee from Temple, and Dominique Hampton. Where'd he go? Washington. And so, but both of those guys were hurt a lot of the year. And so I just grabbed this rookie off of the free agent list. I can't remember if he was on somebody's practice squad or not, and I signed him to my roster, or if he was just a free agent. Anyway, I picked him up, and hey, guess what? I thought he turned into a star. My bad. Okay, he didn't turn into a star, but he did accumulate more points, and so he has more overall rating than Dominique or Jordan. And so, yeah, we got Bobby Wagner as top linebacker, and he is only on a one-year contract, so we'll have to re-sign him. Probably will. Luvu did a fantastic job this year, and probably not going to cut him either. But he is under contract another year. Nelson's just somebody I picked up for additional depth as well, and not on the actual team. So we got Lattimore. Obviously, he is a superstar X Factor. So, and of course, some things you do in Madden, you do differently than you would in the real life as well. Sanristo, I mean, I know he's from the team up north, but he was fabulous all year. So, and he did turn into a star. Oh, Brendan Coleman, left tackle, also turned into a star. I'm trying to remember who else did. I don't think Sennett did. The tight end did. I thought one other one might have. Trying to remember who it would be though. But anyway, Sanristo was fabulous all year, so can't complain about that, even though again he is from the state up north. Now St. Just is interesting because most people want him gone because he does have a lot of issues in the game. But at a 79 rating and for not that much money, I'm probably keeping him. He's got 4 years, so I think I will have to re-sign him if I want to this year. We'll see what that re-signing looks like. Coming up here, let's see. Okay, Igbinagne, I believe is that one. Noah. Michael Davis had problems when he was put in for St. Just. And so I don't know if he saw the field much after that other than special teams. Darius Rush and Stephen Jones Jr. Were on my practice squad, and so they got signed. Quinn Martin, and he is a star player. I can't remember if he was already one coming into the year or not. Derek Forrest, he was a star player last year, and for some reason they didn't want to play him. They played him a little bit, and he seemed to do okay when they did put him in the lineup, but they did not want to play him apparently. And on, like, if you download the Washington roster from EA Sports right now, it would have him as probably somewhere right in there, 72, 73, something like that, and not a star player anymore, but he was one in previous years. So we got a ton of strong safeties. You got Chen, special teams standout, previous Pro Bowl selection for special teams. Percy Butler as well. Let's see. Tyler Owens was a draft pick last year, but spent most of the year on injured reserve. Williamson and Thompson from practice squad. Kicker, we got Siebert back. And didn't get him back in the regular season, but I did get him back in my regular season of this because it only puts the amount of weeks it puts on his injury, and so I was able to bring him back and release Zane Gonzalez, who did decent job. Again, the draft picks got a 1, a 2, a 5, and a 5. So you're not going to be, I mean, you got to trade what? This year's number 1 pick and next year's number 1 pick and a player to get Myles Garrett. And also, if they don't have the cap space for you to do that, to give them, to get Myles Garrett and like trade another player to them. If you can't add another player to it because of Brown's cap space, then you can't do that either. So you are kind of limited somewhat in Madden on some issues. All right, that was way too much talking without much doing. So let's try to do. What else did we want to talk about? Anything else before we go? Oh, mock draft. I did say that, didn't I? Yeah, they have me taking Emory Jones Jr. I did that part, but I did not do team rankings. As you can see on the left, right under the big W, number 8 or less in all of the categories. Offensive points per game, pass yards per game, and rush yards per game. And defensive points per game, number 3 in that. And pass yards per game and rush yards per defensive, given up pass yards and rush yards, numbers 7 and 8 in those respectively. And they gave up some pass yards this year in real life for sure, and a little bit of rushing too. I don't think they kept them to 57, but Madden, you're always going to have less running than the real thing anyway. So it says my needs are linebacker. I don't know if it's going by because Bobby Wagner's not signed for next year or not. But I think it will probably be all right if I sign him back. But also, again, you got the top 3 players of each, but I have 2 picks in the top 2 rounds, and no 3 and no 4. So that's going to be difficult. And so, yeah, would I love Nick Scourton or Scourton, however you pronounce that? Or Mikael Williams, or Princely Umanmielen. Sorry about pronouncing that. I wanted to try it though anyway. And linebacker Abdul Carter, Pierce Jr., and Jalen Walker. Sure. Would love it, but do I have that many picks? And maybe I think something else is a bigger need, like perhaps offensive line. And probably, yeah, I can see what you're talking about there. So we'll see what we can make happen. And so I think we're good, I think, on everything. Washington ended up the same record as Philly, but Philly, I guess, had more NFC wins, and so automatically won. So Washington was 5th seed, and it was opposite. Detroit was the number 1 seed, and Washington knocked them off. You're welcome, Philadelphia, in real life, but that's how it worked out there. What's that one? And Washington doesn't have anybody in the top 3 of any of these stats, and that's fine. Trying to think of what we could have been. I mean, it depended on Brian Robinson was hurt some of the year, so maybe that's why he didn't. And that's really, I mean, like to throw the ball too much to get that many. Whoops, wrong button. Like to throw the ball too much. All right, so let's go to re-sign players. Ready to advance. All right, so now here's where we make the decisions. And let's check the staff. Oh, staff is intact. Great. Don't have to sign anybody. So probably hire new coordinators, just like the real life. Although I think if you advance from here, I think they still have one more shot to leave, I believe. But so let's see who you want to keep. St. Just is the first one. Let's come back to him. De'Ami Brown. I mean, could be what does he have? He's in contract year. and coming on at the end of the contract year, that would be when he would come back. How much? What does he want? 3 years for? Let's see. 3 years for 25 million. So that's eight, like 9, 8, like 8.5 a year. How much? We got $88 million in cap space. So let's come back to him as well. Noah, I'm going to say Nar. I'm going to say no to Noah. Just because normally you can get a cornerback around the mid 70s or so, or close to 80 anyway in free agency after the draft if you're not set. And the ends are a little bit trickier with the 76. So let's see, he doesn't have interest, and it would take he probably won't sign for 1 year. Oh, let's see if he'll sign for 1 year. Well, look, yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, when I did this last year, I did a lot of back and forth like that, too much. So I'll just try to go on first instincts. I will try to sign him for 1 year for exactly what he wants, which is what, 9.11. Never forget. So that's 9. That's 9.2. Okay, so that should do it. I think he doesn't have much interest. No, he doesn't have any interest, so he may not sign for that, and especially because he might want a 2-year contract. But let's try it out. Yep, going to test free agency. All right, so blew that one. All right, Kalen DeLoach. So I have 2 guys under contract, but they are 67 and 69 ranked. And this guy, how much does he want? 844 for 2 years. He's fast too. He's got like his linebacker, but he's got 88 speed, I think, as well. So how about if I take some of my $88 million and give him a four-year contract? Because what I'm seeing is if I start him and play him, I think he'll continue to get up there. And generally, the linebackers seem to get enough sacks as well, where he could even jump into a star section. Because I had that happen in other simulations or in other seasons that I've played. I have had McGee and or Hampton become star players as well. So I will give him a chance, and he's got the most points out of those, and they both have they're the same age and have the same rating. Let's see, what did I say? 4.22 per year, so times 4, that would 4.22. So, and he has some interest, maybe like a quarter interest. So that is 4.3 there. So let's try it. I'll probably take it. Yep, perhaps could have taken that down a little bit. So again, we'll come back to St. Just and Diami. Not going to need Cleveland. Forrest, there's really no need to sign a 73 player in Madden, because can generally be replaced, and as especially as well as you can swap out like safeties for cornerbacks, that kind of thing, as well. So you can probably, as a backup, he's not going to be a starter, so not needed. Zacchaeus, again, a mid-70s, any kind of mid-70s player you can generally get, except maybe a defensive end. Stromberg would like to come back, and I did like him while he was here, but the current staff decided to let him go. Nelson, I just signed him just for depth at linebacker, and so again, 74. He was there last season. He'll be there this season again, probably. Rodriguez. I didn't know his. Oh, that's right, because he was a Ron Rivera pick. So his contract's up. And so, yeah, there's just no need to give these people a bonus, because you could save money and just sign them as free agents if they are available. And if not, somebody else near to their talent level will be available. So we don't need any of these guys. John Bates probably would be available too. So don't really need him. Mason Brooks, no need. Marcus Mariota, he was ranked a 70 something, wasn't he? I believe. And so just because he's 31 now, maybe he goes lower. And so can probably re-sign him without giving a signing bonus. Fowler, again, that's an end. But 75, what does he want? Only 1 year for 7.5. I mean, I could give him Cleveland spot. Actually, he played more than Cleveland. Farrell. We'll come back to him too. Jerry McNichols, don't need to sign anybody. Now Bobby Wagner, and he's going down now. So he's 35 now. And I want to say he was like up close to 90. Maybe at least an 87, probably 88 or 89. But they lose points when they get old. But I will see. Let's see. He doesn't have much re-sign interest, but we'll see if he'll. He does only want 1 year, and he wants $10.2 million overall. 84, and he's no longer a star player either. Let's see what I know. I'm pinching pennies here, but let's see. Let's see if he'll go for actually $10 million. If not, he's going to go to free agency. And then we will have a middle linebacker problem. But he might not even. Oh no, he would re-sign. Maybe. I don't remember. I have it on fairly easy re-sign as well. Let me just not pinch pennies and go ahead and give him the 10.2 that he wants, and we'll see. If he wants to be away about it, as the kids say, then we will move on, and he wants to play for a new team next year. Okay, and that could be us, because I could get him in free agency if I really wanted him, see what his going rate is, and it might be less than that. We'll see. Zach Ertz. I feel like, for me, they're going to re-sign him. Apparently he's on a 1 year deal. A guy like that, just good for the locker room, regardless, and can still catch balls at 77. But now I think as he drops, Senate is going to be basically the same rating as he is, and so it just depends. That's $17.5 million for 2 years. Yeah, see, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Even with $84 million. And again, we gotta get an end. Probably first priority in free agency. I guess middle linebacker as well could be considered that. But we'll see what we can do about that. Anybody else a high enough to worry about? Even I like Siebert, but Madden 2 makes it more difficult because you can get better kickers than this that will be available. And Tressway, love him. He's been with Washington forever. He threw as a matter of fact, speaking of Senate tight end, he threw a fake punt pass to Senate in the, was that against Lions or against the Eagles? It might have been against the Eagles. So, I mean, when they were trying to get back in the game, and that was awesome. So, love Tressway, but again, Madden isn't real life, and so we'll be able to get somebody else. So he's unavailable now. I can't, even if I change his mind. Oh, I could franchise tag him but I don't want to pay him the average of the top 10 middle linebackers for sure. So let's go back. So I've only spent $4 million so far now, but I got a lot of people to re-sign. But I could just re-sign all of these guys basically without having to give them a signing bonus. So we wanted St. Just and Brown. So what is that per year for Brown? That is $8.5 million a year. Oh, and he wants it for 3 years. Oh, they rejected this offer already. Oh, okay. Oh, so I have to up that if I want to. No, it's 3 years. He'll only be 28. That's 3. That's 5, and so that's $6 million. How did that jump up? Maybe I don't remember doing that. I thought I just skipped him immediately. Maybe I did that earlier in the redo of it. I mean, it's a 78 though. You hate to give up a 78, but $8.52 million. It's just so many other. There'll be so many receivers that are right around that, like even that are ranked 75 that may be just as good in that situation. But again, a star player, 78. Since we didn't spend any other money, let's go ahead and do the 3 years. For, what does he want? 5.9. Yeah. Yep, let's do it. Yeah, and a lot of people wouldn't do that, I know. So we still got $78 million. Yeah, the problem is his interest level. If his interest level was half, I could, maybe sign him for 8 per year. But I don't think it. I'll try one more. Let's give him the 3 years he wants and come up to, what was this? 6. Yeah, because if he rejected this offer and it's this low, he would have had to been ranked lower than 78. So that's the problem with that. So we need to do at least an 8.5. So that's going to be, what, 4.3 and 4.2? Okay, so 8.5, and we'll see if he takes it. Yep, great. Okay, so got him on the board as well. And so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, but only 3 of them, 19, 20, 21. Only 3 of them were starters. So got to replace 3 starters, a bunch of backups, and a kicker and a punter, but we'll be able to upgrade. Alrighty. And that's not even in free agency where you have to pay them a bonus. That's in free agency after the draft is over, when you can sign them without any bonus. I'm sorry. Let me just check it one more time. Sorry. Yeah, I did way too much of this kind of stuff. And am I sure I want to do it? Am I sure I want to do it? It's just a game, Steve. Just a game. It doesn't really, it's not the real thing. But I do try to somewhat have it mimic the real life, except for the ways to cheat them out of their signing bonuses. Which makes life better for me. Okay, so As I said, we still have our offensive and defensive coordinator. Hopefully we will after I hit X. I mean, not X. Not hitting the X, hitting next to go to stage 1. Should have saved it first. Didn't. That's all right. Let me save it. Super Bowl 59. Now it's ready to go. Sign free agents. Okay, so let's check the roster now and see. We'll know exactly what we need to do. Let me get my paper. I re-signed 2 people. I re-signed Jeremy Chen, strong safety, already, and I had already re-signed, Noah Brown. So I signed both of those guys. And we need a backup quarterback. We need probably one running back, but not a starter. Johnson's fine as a starter. Again, I would love to have Henderson and Judkins, but those should both be first-round players, whether they are or not. We don't use a fullback in this ownership. In this coach, we don't use a fullback. Just use tight end for blocking. So we got McLaurin up to a 94, and I don't think he's an X Factor superstar, but he is a superstar. And as I said, McCaffrey worked his way into the numbers of being a number 2 receiver. Obviously, a higher ranked receiver would be probably a better number 2, but this would be better than Washington had this year in the real life. And, of course, De'Ami Brown right behind him. But, again, Luke McCaffrey with 1 year experience, and so he's a lot younger, so that's more upside. And he's already ranked higher. Noah Brown, I said. So the top 4 already taken care of. And so might sign another one in that 76, 77 range as possible. Gray and Cunningham maybe back on. Nope, Gray has 3 years experience. Will have to be cut. Malik Cunningham maybe back on the roster. I think he was just an automatic signee. 63 is too low to deal with. To worry about trying to get. You don't have to get that. I probably just hit next and it signed them for me to the practice squad. Sennett and final cut. Turner and his final cuts. I would have signed him. So like I said, we'll have no issue getting Bates back again, even if I wait till the last minute right before the season starts. No problem getting Bates back to be the second tight end if necessary. But we'll see. Coleman. So we will need. So I do need one tight end. Oh, and some people have Loveland from the state up north, again, the team up north, being drafted to Washington. I don't think Loveland's going to make it to the 29th pick, but if he does, that might be something to think about. So we got the left tackle, need one. And generally I would do in a center and a right guard. Oh, center right guard in. Okay. And again, the cheat for Madden is you can generally swap anybody on the offensive line if you want to, and they do okay. Thanks everybody that's watching. Appreciate it muchly. Say hey in the chat if you wanna. If you don't, I appreciate you watching anyway. So Ukwu will be cut. So I don't know where exactly came from, unless he was a rookie on the practice squad. Armstrong still under contract, and apparently it'll cost $6 million to cut him or to trade him. So could do that and put him in with the trade, but the Browns would have to have the room for it. So can I do that now? Let me see if I can do that now. I know I got distracted. I should have gone through and got all the list of all the players that I need first, but I didn't want to forget. Trade Finder. I would like to trade, let's see, draft pick number 1, shall we say? And maybe number 4 from next year. And probably going to take more than this, though, because... what else do we want to do? We want to do... Armstrong. Okay, and next, and we want to try to get Browns. And, oh look, he's the top player of theirs. 98 rating. Superstar player. And, so let's just see. I mean, that's this year's round 1. Would rather make it next year's round 1. This year's round 5. Oh, let's just try it and see what they do. Let's see. That is a... I can always start it over again from the save, but... what did I say I was going to do? I wanted to keep this year's number 1 so we can get a decent player there, too. Let's do the first 5 from this year. And next year's number 1. And see what that looks like. And if that doesn't make a dent here, I don't know what you're going to do. Oh, the salary cap. Yeah, they're under the salary cap now. So can't trade. Can't trade for them. Would have to wait until they get their salary cap worked out. And when they get their salary cap worked out, they probably won't be under it a lot. So, okay. So can't do that yet. So my bad. What am I looking for? Oh, rosters. And where were we up to? We were up to left end. Alrighty. So, yes, we do need... Definitely need an end. And left end, right end, you can swap them out. And just backups there in the right part. So we do need a starter. Even if Armstrong starts on the left side, we would need a starter on the right side, so we do need at least one end. Let me put 2 question mark. Allen, Payne, and Newton probably. I mean, maybe trying to trade Allen and eat the $6 million. But I mean, there's no telling what they'll actually do. Oh. Batteries on the controller, sorry. Well, un momento. These are the bad ones. Not bad, just need to be charged. I apologize. If I thought about this ahead of time, I would have pre-charged the ones that were in the controller and started with a new pack, but I didn't think about it enough time in advance. Okay, all good. All right, so linebacker again, Deloach at 74. Again, 88 speed. I mean, he was getting a bunch of sacks as well. So where is he from? Florida State. And so that's a real player, and he was just sitting in the free agent area when I needed a left outside linebacker because Hampton was hurt and also middle linebacker McGee is hurt, and now I don't have Bobby Wagner anymore, so we got to do something about middle linebacker for sure. Middle linebacker. So circle end and circle middle linebacker. Those would seem to be the I mean, everything's the most. I mean, this team is still do. I mean, you after getting the title game with what they had, it feels unfair to call it a rebuild because they did great for the players that they got in, and I'm sure Dan Quinn will attract plenty of attention from people wanting to be there. It's just if their numbers make it possible. Like Myles Garrett. He said that he'd rather have a Super Bowl ring and win a lot than get a lot of money. But that doesn't mean he's going to take league minimum while doing it, though, either. So he may give up a little bit of money, but he would have to probably change his contract with them first, and then we do the trade. That's probably what would have to happen. So I got him, and I got Backup City, baby. So I need another right outside linebacker as well. Lattimore, Henristo, and St. Just, and so maybe one more cornerback. Depending on maybe one in the draft. I don't know, for 5 picks maybe in the second round pick. I don't know. It just depends on who falls. And Rush Rush is 2 years experience and Jones 2. So both of those guys could go back on the practice squad. I might keep Rush depending on how the roster works out. Quan Martin and Jeremy Chin as starters. So we got a buttload of, so between Reeves and Butler, Reeves under contract for a lot of penalties. So probably we just keep him rather than eat that. Unless I really needed to get rid of somebody. But I can just switch either of these two guys over to free safety and have that covered. You never know. But you never know. We'll see who's available. So, and kicker and punter. So we got, okay, we need a quarterback, a running back, a tight end, a left tackle, a center, and a right guard and right tackle. So we need, how many? Like 4 offensive linemen. But, I mean, they could be just, like, they're all just depth except for maybe no, because we got Paul, so he can start at right guard again if he needs to. Okay. For Cosme. Other than that, we have starters there. But you'd like to find a nice rookie offensive lineman, and that's where I would lean with the first round pick, unless one of the top edges are not going to be there. Edge rushers are not going to be there, right end or left end. Okay, so that's that part. Yeah, the problem is I just get too verbose and make this take a lot longer. And, of course, I think about it too long because I don't want to screw up. Here, I look at their age. I mean, generally, if they are 30, especially 35, man, how much does he want here? He wants the same amount of money, 10.2. Nobody's interested in him, so... why not? I'll give him the same amount of money. Because I'm probably not going to sign either of those guys. Chris Godwin. Oh, that's a wide. They're not a linebacker. Yeah, let's get a linebacker first. Could do it in order, but just change my mind. 25-year-old ranked higher, but he also wants $11.1 million a year. So this would seem to be the better deal, but you also don't want to get in a trade war, a bidding war with 17 other players, other teams that are interested. And so I'll probably have to pass on that, dog. I mean, I guess I can put in an offer and we'll see what's up with that. What does he want? He wants a 5-year contract, and that's fine. And he wants 11.1. I'll go 11.2 because some of the other teams might be lowballing him as well. 6. So that is 11.3. All right, that works for me. And let's do that. I mean, because that's really as good as a low draft pick, except he can't play for you. He won't be playing for you that many years. But still, for 4 years, at 11.1 per year, that probably will be okay, and he will only get up higher. And so, so they all lowballed him. So temporarily, Washington's in the driver's seat for him. So I won't put anything on up for Bobby quite yet. Okay, now let's do our other need, or definite need for, oh, an end. Let's see what we got for ends. Let's also, forgot to check, after I did that, we'll see if the Brownies freed up some cap space for me. They did not. They have less cap room than they did when I tried to trade before. So that's a no, and I can't give them all my draft picks. I tried it before. They won't take 2 first rounders. They will not take that. So, I mean, in real life, they could work out something. It's possible, but there's only so many picks, and Washington only has 4 picks this year. Now, they could trade somebody they have under contract now and get one, but get a higher pick. But I would think you would want to keep all of the star players from last year and make the team better, I would think. Where am I going? Sign free agents. So let's do it in order. Quarterback. I'll just wait for one off of the where is Mariota? Is down all the way down there. Nobody's gonna sign Mariota, so I'll get him again. There's no need to have Russell Wilson as your backup. Although I did end up with him one year, like after he got down to like a 72 or 73. I think like the next year from now. So, and I backed out too far. My apologies again. All apologies. Halfback, yeah, we won't be getting one. Don't need one. Our starter is ranked higher than these guys, and so we can see what we can get. Gibson was previously on Washington. How old is he now? 27. I mean, he could be. He fills that same role that Eckler does. We don't use fullback. We use tight ends for blocking. Godwin. A lot of people think somehow Washington is going to be able to have Chris Godwin, Myles Garrett, and I can't remember. There's another player that they wanted too. Micah Parsons. Yeah, there's no way you're going to get all those 3 on one team. At least not. I mean, maybe if you had all 7 rounds of picks, maybe you might get them. So yeah, not gonna sign a free agent wide receiver. No need to. Ertz, he's the top rank here by far, 72 to 77. So his age is keeping people off of him. I'll go to the next round and see if anybody puts bids on him. Actually, I want to do that. I'll go ahead and show. Why don't I go ahead and show interest? How many? What is it going? 2 years? I'm going 1 year, babe. 1 year, and I'm giving you 8.7. I'll give you, yeah, fine, 8.7. But you got to sign for me over 1 year, and no bonus. Oh, this one does have a bonus. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna kick you down to 8 then. Take it. Or leave it. And somebody else may sign him because he is ranked to 77. So we'll see. Nobody else has bid, so we'll see. Boom, boom, boom. Bakhtiari. I should have gotten rid of him. He was apparently, healthy all year this year, and nobody signed him. And was a star player the previous year, but he had been hurt. I don't remember how he got hurt, what his injury was, but he was out like a lot of last year, and I think from the start of this year he was ready to go, but just because of the age, 33, and the injury, I don't think anybody was willing to sign him. He never got signed. So I meant to take him out because of that, because that generally means you won't ever get signed again. The busing with the boys guys. You know, I think last year they were both on it, and then this year only one of them was on it, on the free agent list, but nobody ever signed them. In Madden, they were on the free agent list in Madden. Nobody signed them, obviously, in real life. So 76, you don't want to break out the bank for, because you can get some like 73s and stuff afterwards. So let's see, maybe we'll do one big signing here. Tomlinson, if there's like a younger guy near the top. $32, $33, $37, $33, $29, $30, $30. Yeah, 26. Oh, but that's 72. $33, but a star player. Yeah, see, at this point, there's nobody. Yeah, there's nobody that is a higher rating than my starter, except for Sheriff would beat out the backup Chris Paul that would end up starting, and he's already got 3 offers. Brandon Sheriff, I think originally Denver, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, Jacksonville. Originally Jacksonville for him, and then he was in Washington, and then I can't remember where he went to after that. After Washington. Where am I sitting at cap-wise? Only 43, but that takes out also the ones that I've offered already, and they may return to me. That money may return to my cap if I'm not able to sign them. So let's see, 844 for 1 year. Since I don't know about Cosme, I will do it. And again, I could be outbid for that, but we'll see. We'll see. Nobody else younger? 26 years old is 72 ranked. And so, yeah, that's all I'm going to do there. Hubbard from the Ohio State University. But 30 years old. Dayo Odeingbo. Again, pardon me if that's not correct, sir, because you could beat me up. $10 million a year for a 75 player. That's too much for me. DT, we're fine unless we can trade Jonathan Allen. But again, that doesn't work for the trade for Myles Garrett because they don't have the salary cap room to take on Allen's contract. Actually, they might. We'll try that again in 1 second. Oh no, they do lose the bonus money, don't they? They do lose the penalty money even if they're traded as far as the cap goes. So yeah, so I will not have to try that again. All right, forgot about the way football works. Josh Uchi, or Uchi, I think it's Uchi probably, again from the state up north. And you know, I previously in Madden had an issue with that and would try to stay away from those guys, but There's no need anymore. It doesn't matter. The game doesn't really matter anymore either, now that you can lose the game and also another game and you can still make it into the college playoff. So that game is not as important as it once was. You still will have the people that will think so to cling to the tradition. And there's Fowler there, and nobody interested, and so he may still be available, and I can sign him without a bonus. All right, so linebacker. I already put in the one for Bolton. Still in the lead for that, but again with 17 other teams. Browning from the Ohio State University. The problem with, again, is my guy Deloach that got elevated this year instead of Hampton or McGee, and he got up to a 74, and that's not that much different. Granted, you know, Browning has the star capability, but so could whoever starts at left outside linebacker for me could also eventually get that. Even if it's a rookie, even if it's one of the other guys, could become a star player. So, and how much does he want? $6.5 million per year. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So let's do that for depth. How much we got left? $36.7 million. He wants 2 years. He's 26. I'll give him 3. Will I give him 3 years? Star player. Yeah, if I start him, he should do nothing but get more ratings points, so should be fine. And he wants 6.5, so that is 6.5 right there. And he is, what, halfway interested? Looks like 50% interested rating, so I'll go ahead and do that. We'll do that, and that way he can, but we can't do that because guess how many teams are overpaying for him? A lot. I don't even know where I am on this list. Alright, let's see what we want to, and you don't want to go up too much, but if we can do 6.5, we can do 7 for sure. Let's try it. Yeah, okay, so it's right there. And I can change it to add one more. Add 0.2 million to the pot, and we'll see if that brings me up above them. No, it still doesn't. And see, that's a bidding, and so this is a bidding war, and so I'm going to drop out of that. So again, we have the bolt in. Matthew Juden. Hold again, nothing exciting to write home about. They're all just old. You hate to just fill up on old names. So again, Igbenogany is how it's pronounced. I have heard announcers say that as well, so hopefully they know. And he could be available in free agency to get without paying a... because you can see how many guys there are. See how many guys there are around the same level? There's plenty. So not all of them will be signed in free agency. And we don't need a safety. And the kicker and punter, you can see how many of them are around the same level as well. And so some of those guys will be available in free agency after the draft as well. All right. So let's go ahead and skip to the next week and see if we get anybody signed. Did we have to do anything else? Nope, we did not. Oh, I want to check staff. Oh, I already checked it, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So we didn't lose anybody. unless they leave this time, and it'll say hire staff at the bottom of it. And doesn't look like it because it doesn't say hire staff, so I think we're good. Awesome. So just don't win the Super Bowl, and then they won't go anywhere. Maybe. See if anybody else retired. Commanders. Nope, just Nick Ballore. Okay. Sign free agents, and let's see who we got, if anybody. Signings, we got Sheriff. Alrighty. So that's good. He can start at tight end if Cosme's not ready to go. Otherwise, he'll be a fabulous backup for 1 year. That's fabulous, and that's well worth the $8 million. Hope so. Hope it's worth it. But now we got $54 million, so some people we did not get. Ertz is still available for that amount of money. So maybe we'll get him for that. Maybe I could have waited and got him in free agency after the draft, but we'll see. But the other guys I had targeted were signed with other people. Hold on. Oh. Did I not? I thought I put in a bid for him. Or did he just reject it? Yeah, he would be in my targeted if I did. I said 10.2. Oh, that's right. I was going to come back to him and see. Okay, so since I didn't get the other linebacker, sure, let's try it. There we go. Now he's there. Okay. Oh, and so we got the Texans. Thanks, AJ. Oh, let's see, Phoenix. You should trade Deron Payne. Payne has too much of a cap number. A first and a 2026 third round for Myles Garrett. There's no way. Also, they don't have any cap room, so I can't do that. I mean, I might be able to do it after the draft. I'll check for you. Since you bothered to watch and comment, much appreciated. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do roster and trade. Roster and trade center. Trade finder. Yeah, they're negative 9.44 on the cap. And so yeah, I mean, with that much under the no cap room, I can't even trade 3 first-round picks for him right now either to see if that works either. But Payne is not going to be the one traded. That's too much of a hit. And I will tell you, Jonathan Allen is better than he is, but Payne would be too much of a salary cap hit to do. So I don't see that happening. But yeah, I know, again, everybody wants to get, who is it? Godwin at wide receiver and Myles Garrett at end. So would I. And it's possible they could do that and just fill up with free agents that aren't that expensive everywhere else. But I don't know if they will do that or not. But yeah, they also have Washington right now only has 44 players under contract, and so I don't know how many starters that is. They still have to do those guys as well if they have to make decisions on those guys first. Let's see, where were we? Back to free agents. Yeah. So it's not that I don't want him to be there, but just can't do it because the Browns don't have the salary cap to take on the other contract. You have to have salary cap room first. I think Washington has enough to take on Myles Garrett's contract, but we don't have enough to, or they don't have enough to take on Payne's. Because Payne's is a big penalty number. Let's see what that is. I meant to check that first before I went back into free agency. How long ago was that? 11:29. Oh my gosh, that was almost half an hour ago. I apologize for not checking. A lot of people, we have 7 people watching right now, and nobody had commented yet, and so I'm sorry, I forgot to check the chat. But let's see, where were we doing? What were we doing? Oh, rosters. And we're going to get a DT. And Payne is, and yes, we are playing Moneyball. That, my friend, is a $37 million cap hit. So that would be a NAR. Not going to do that. The 6 for Allen. They could possibly do that if they think that would do them better, but then you probably got to replace Allen as well. I don't know if Newton and Payne alone, with Day as a backup probably again, but I don't know if that's going to be as good as this year. You want to just add to this year. You don't want to go back, and certainly you can trade out some players and still hit that level, but that's what they have to decide. That's why they get paid all that money. So, and if they ask me, I'll certainly give them my opinion. So we got Wagner and Ertz coming back. And like I said, I think they probably will re-sign Ertz regardless. And Wagner too, probably. Unless either wants to retire. But otherwise, I would imagine they would have both of those guys back. What else were we looking for? I wanted to see. So we have Sheriff, so we can knock out we can knock out the guard, so that knocks out one of that position. And we have, nobody else. Yeah, we gotta wait to see on those guys. And see now the Texans are even with me, even though I gave them a little bit more, so they're right there. So I could hit evaluate, and as a matter of fact, I'll do that right here. Evaluated, submitted offers, and we got, and Wagner must already be signed by somebody else. All players. So Texans probably got him. AJ messing up my draft here. Oh no. Oh, that's right. Oh, that was Nick Bolton. Okay, and Bobby Wagner. The Texans did get him. So lost out on Bolton. Lost out on Wagner as well. So now there's probably nobody left available. That is interesting to me. The 75, 76 range probably will be. Chris Barnes, an interesting player. He used to be a star player in Madden. I don't know who he was with this past season, but that could be an option there. 74, he might very well be available after the draft. So we'll go around, start from here and get back to middle linebacker in order and do this pick. Again, sorry to Phoenix. That was waiting. That's where I really need an assistant to tell me, hey, somebody commented, dog, or they could just read it to me. And 76, that's just not high enough to bother with, unless they are a young player. Draymond Jones, shout out from the Ohio State University. I could probably sign Nelson again right off the free agent list, just like I did last time. Jamin Davis, I remember him from my team. Just didn't work out. somebody did sign Igbinagane, and that's fine. That way I don't have to try to pronounce it anymore. Oh, lost focus. Okay, so we'll start with linebackers and just see if there's anybody, you know, if it was like a 23-year-old, something like that. That was a 74 rating, maybe. But otherwise, no. Middle linebacker. Run on the middle linebackers here. But yeah, there's just too many people still left available. And some of them will get signed in this free agency. But other ones will. And that's the beauty of playing the Madden franchise is you get first dibs on the free agent list after the draft. Oh. Oh, I already did that. All right, and cornerback, Gilmore. I mean, you know, it might be different in real life that he might be much, much better than St. Juste, but between the ratings, not so much here. And Gilmore has only got an 85 speed ranking, so some people are going to be boat racing him. Jordan Lewis. The state up north. Can't get away from him. A 78. Age 30 though, that's, you know, that scares me off from that. Unless I'm going to do just like I did with Sheriff and just bring him in for 1 year as a backup or temporary starter. No, nobody's younger now. I always try to make these faster, but they don't tend to ever go faster because I get ADHD or something or whatever I have that makes me second guess myself, and I just want to just check it over and over again. See, any of these 71 to 73 guys you can have if you've got to have an extra body, but we don't because we already have strong safeties. We can just move over. What do we want to check? The quarterback list. I'll take whatever these. I'll take Winston. I'll take Minshew. I'll take Ritter. I'll take Conley if it gets all the way down to. Where's he at? Mariota 66. And Mariota went into that one game for Jaden Daniels, and the defense couldn't do anything with him either. So he can still move around and stuff and throw. We didn't need a halfback starter anyway, so no need to do that. I think we're good on, yeah, so Godwin, how much did they give? 4 years for $47 million, and he's 28 already, or 29 already, and so that's a, you don't want to bring in name olds unless they're going to be playing for multiple more years, like Marshawn Lattimore would be doing. How old is he now? Wasn't he like 28 last season? And so this upcoming season will be 29, I think. So he can still play a few more years. Ertz and the Colts wants him more than I do for that price. I guess I can try to kick it up a little bit. This is the original offer, and so 8.7, so let's give him 9, see if that makes a difference. Yep, that puts me ahead again, and they could of course snipe me right at the end and get him again. Not really interested in other ones. I'll just get Bates and go with Bates and Turner. Nobody jumping on Bakhtiari. I guess I'd have to be stupid not to put in an offer. Let's say I give him $6 million a year instead of the 9.28 he wants. And if he takes it, he takes it. All right, and let me finish, get back to linebacker spot, and then we'll have been through the list again. We wanted to see if we wanted any of these guys. Tomlinson, 33. Shelton, 74-30. Yep. Risner, 74-30. Morgan Moses, former Washington player. And no team's interested, so, I mean, he might get signed eventually here at the end of the free agency signing period, maybe, for just teams trying to fill spots. But it was $12.9 million a year. No, thank you. A near. Hubbard. Again, too many people are available all in the same ratings range. So, and for Madden, it's easy because you can look at the overall ratings and get a good idea. You don't have to know individual things about the individual players and know how well they work on your team. And there's Pharrell again. So, what does he want? He wants 2 years. I'll go 1 year. He wants $9 million. I'll go $4 million. I mean, $7 million. I've gotten some deals like this, but generally other people are going to like it. Yeah, see, I'm the only one and only got one bar there. So, and he still could reject it, I believe. Oh, and we got Uche down here. Younger. Should I get him too as a backup? He wants $7 million. I'll give him 5. He's younger. I'll sign him for 3 years. For $5 million total. Alright, so not going crazy, so just in case something does happen where we can get Myles Garrett, I will do that, if possible. Okay, so now we're back to the linebacker, so let's evaluate the offers. Okay, and signings, we got, let's switch to targeting computer. Switch to all. We got Ertz and we got Uche, how about that? So there we go. So got another player from the state up north again. So cool. And it gives a little bit of depth there. So can't go wrong with that. And I still got Bakhtiari. I'm the only one that offered him anything. So maybe he'll get it. And Farrell as well. Nobody else offered him anything. So maybe that will work. So we'll see. Otherwise, we've got to do a lot of signing after the draft. Mock Draft 5. Let's see if they changed who I'll be taking. And just in case you were wondering, they have Ward off the board first. Many people think it'll be Shadur first. But anyway, this is just a draft class that I downloaded from the thing. And it was just one that was dated in January. So that was like the newest one that I could tell as far from the dates because they don't have the dates. They're uploaded on there anymore. So this just had the date in the name of the file. Yeah, would love to get many of these guys. Not going to happen. Be picking at 29. That is the charge to the game. That's the price of being making it to the championship game. NFC Championship game. You make it to that, you're not going to have a high draft pick. Again, people projecting Colston Loveland. You think he's going to last until the 29th round? Sometimes crazy stuff happens. The Ohio State University, Emeka Egbuka. And he is a lot faster than I thought. And they have him going to the Dallas Cowboys as they try to get back into contention in the NFC East. Princely. I mean, I was looking at the ends, of course, and the offensive line always. Ohio State again. Denzel Burke, cornerback. Sure, and he's not going to last till pick 29. Theoretically, Jalen Walker. You would like any of these guys. And from Ohio State, JT Tuimoloau. It's Tumala. I can't remember how they pronounce it. I heard announcers say it a lot, but I can't remember. And of course, on the other side from him, Jack Sawyer. And that would be crazy if they went in successive picks, the left end and the right end. Because Jack Sawyer will get a strip sack fumble off of his former roommate at Ohio State and beat Texas with it. Emory Jones, don't look like I'm going to get him anymore. He's gone up the draft board. And so now they have me with Savaiinaea. Yeah. So we'll see on that. And I don't always agree on theirs. I mean, this basically is them. I mean, I think they sort of go on like what their needs are, but generally I think it uses chalk as far as how they're rating as far as the computer people drafting. So again, it's not, it is just a simulation and just for fun mostly, but it is fun to see. And then we'll see what they do, the people that get paid to do this stuff. Signed free agents, we are done with that. So we'll just look to see if we want to make any final moves and final chance to sign free agents. And then the signings are those guys, and I have those two guys targeted. Still nobody interested, so I'm not going to change anything. So we'll see if we can get those two guys as well, and that will help. Free agency recap. What was I doing? Oh, you gotta hit that. Free agency recap, my signings, and we got Bakhtiari, but we got Ertz. Who didn't we get? There was somebody else on the list that was just there and we didn't get. But that's fine. So we got another. Another offensive lineman. So now we only need one or two offensive linemen. We got an end there. And we got tight end, so we don't need to worry about that, at least for this year. If somebody's available in free agency. Or if Loveland does get to 29, maybe I'll take him. Alright, so once you get to this spot, you do the scouting workouts. But right first, before I do that, to see who we need to scout more, I will take a look at the roster and see who we have. Again, still need a backup quarterback. I'll sign another running back in free agency after the draft, unless I draft one. No fullback. We're good here. I would just sign like a higher 70s player to be the fifth receiver. Ertz, again, Sanat and Turner. And probably what I would do... Did I give him that much money? Where it's an $11.4 million? I don't think I gave him that much money. So I don't know why that would be there. Because I don't think I signed him for 2 years. I thought I only signed him for 1 year. Let's check. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do... I thought I hit contract. Roster, and there we go. Team salaries is definitely in here. And tight end. Whoops, that was my bad. I accidentally left it a 2-year contract, I guess, instead of putting it at a 1 year. Hope I also didn't do that for Sheriff. Pretty sure I changed that one to 1 year. Yep, 1 year. Okay, cool. Cosme does not say he's hurt. Yeah, 13 more weeks, so I think he will be ready to go for the regular season in this Madden season. But whether that holds out for real life or not, I don't know. Got distracted once more. Back to the roster to double check. We were up to tight end. So at this point, I would probably put Sennett in as the starter and let him see if he can develop into a star player, hopefully, or at least just get higher in the ratings. And probably may still sign, what's his name? John Bates to be the blocking back and possession receiver. He'll catch a couple for you out of the backfield when he's supposed to be a blocking back or blocking tight end on the line. So definitely we need two at least linemen. Boom. So at worst we got Uchi there and Armstrong. And the good thing about him is he's 26, so he's younger. 87 speed, so I think he's faster than Cleveland as well. So we got $6 million penalty on Allen, which that's fine. I'll take the hit on that to get Myles Garrett, absolutely, but it has to be a situation where they can do that. Oh, they would have had to clear space to even sign any free agents too, I think. So let's check it now then to see if they did that. Trade Center. Trade Finder. Browns. What up, Caleb Daniels? Thoughts on ex-punter Roca. Played for the Skins a while back. Any thoughts on him? No, why would I have thoughts on a punter from 2013, sir? That's not a person. I don't even remember him. Severio Roca? Yeah, I don't even remember him. And I've been watching Washington since 80s. 1980s. What were we doing here? Browns. Yeah, see, they're still 9.44 million negative cap room. So I can't do anything with them. I can't trade them a player at all for Garrett in addition to the picks. It would have to be all picks to trade for him. So that's not possible. Now, if they actually manage to do it at some point, I will take over the Browns too and do whatever they did to make sure that they could do that. And I'll do that, but as of right now, we're going to act like we can't do that because you just can't say you want to get this player and it'd be simple as that. You can't do that anymore. Back to the roster. I never finished with. Oh, did I finish? I think I finished. Can I finish one time? Yeah, so we got tons of safeties. I'll probably get another corner. So as far as, and maybe draft linebacker, perhaps. Did I not get anybody else for? Oh yeah, whoever else I tried to get for a middle linebacker said no as well. So may end up with Deloach or Hampton being moved to middle linebacker unless I can do something else in the draft or free agency after the draft. We shall have to see on that. All right, so private workouts. The problem here is you want to work out somebody and get more information on people you might have a chance at getting. So like you wouldn't do it like on like this outside linebacker projected to go ninth, and definitely in round one. Not gonna last till the 29th pick. Loveland tight end, not gonna last till the 29th pick. So what did I say? Just need a middle linebacker. And Madden again is different. I could take an outside linebacker and just convert him to middle linebacker. You could cheat like that. There's Judkins. What do we want to do? Do we already have 60%? So theoretically, the ones that might be available at 29 would be these two cornerbacks, and if Burke is available, I would probably pick him at 29. Or this left tackle, maybe. Depends on his stats and stuff. The ratings on certain things already. If JT is available, that would be fabulous. Because actually, Uchi can actually go to be a linebacker too. Because I think he is a rushing linebacker, just like our guy, Frankie Louvu. So I could put. So if he lasts to 29, he's mine. Or Jack Sawyer. And so these guys, I don't think they will wait. And of course, this is where they're just ranked in the mock drafts. They are already gone off the board. So we shall see. Middle linebacker is our biggest problem. And nobody. Bad year for middle linebackers, looks like. Carter, Barrett Carter, projected for round 2 to 3. And these guys, you can draft somebody in 3rd or 4th round, and they still end up having a hidden talent, which means they more light than likely will be at least a star, if not a superstar. And so you can get those guys. But let's see, where's he from? Clemson and Iowa. Jay Higgins. Mondon Jr. I don't know why they have the asterisks there for him. Echoes from North Carolina. He had some buzz, but he's now a day 3. And buzz in real life, but day 3. Yeah, so this is not a good middle linebacker class at all. So let's check on outside linebacker. Maybe I can change them. Yeah, see there's a bunch of 2 to 3 there. So I could check him. Sonny Styles, a pass coverage linebacker. And so, yeah, I would probably take him. Major Ohio State Buckeye bias there, and that could end up not doing well for me. But this is what you get to see once you click on them. And I was trying to wait, but I just thought I'd show you. You get to see player notes. And so, what does it say that's bad here? Struggle to find the ball in the air. Acceleration great, agility elite, change of direction great, jumping is good, speed is elite, and strength is solid. And so there's your skill set. Zone and man coverage both an A. What more could you want from a pass coverage linebacker? What's the tackle look like? Tackle's a B. So just bad on power moves, and maybe stamina impact blocking. And maybe bad awareness too. You just don't know. So I mean, I guess I could further scout him to find out more of that information. So don't make that mistake. What happened to the... It does that sometimes. Sometimes it disappears. What I want to do, select that player. Anybody else? Power rusher. See the speed rusher here, you could also just change him to a left end, but he will be gone early in the first round, so no need to bother. What else do we need? Middle linebacker. Not much we can do about that. There's going to be a weak spot probs. So end. Yeah, end. And so even though he's ranked to go 33 and well, Sawyer's on the left end too. I would just take either of those. I'm sure they have a decent enough rating on here to be worth it. So I would just take them. Birch, there was more buzz about him during the season from Oregon, but he has since fallen off a little bit. But he's an N too. B awareness. Let's take a look. See, just solid and good physical stuff. Being tackle, being awareness. You know, you don't have any Fs here as possibilities, but still, that's going to be a more of average type player there. So that's the only problem with that. So don't need DT. I mean, I guess you would if you were going to trade Allen, maybe, but you probably also wouldn't spend your first round pick on that either. Then you would make do with Newton and Payne. So we don't need that. So what did I say? Oh yeah, end. So actually, let's back out and let's go to prospects, and we want to see. Oh no, we wanted to go to mock draft, and we are. That is the last mock draft there. So they have me taking that offensive lineman, and he looks a little low. A D to F run block, so he has a pass protector type. So that seems like that might be a no for me, but who else would be available around in there? I mean, 25, Jack Sawyer could fall. JT could fall. Oh yeah, it doesn't show you past the 32nd pick on the mock drafts, unfortunately. So let me just go back in and pick Styles for more information on. And you can pick 3 players. I'll pick Styles. He was left outside linebacker. Sonny Styles, a converted safety from the Ohio State University to left outside linebacker. So we want that one, and we want... Was there any middle linebacker that might have any kind of use? 4.7 speed, 4.5 speed for Barham. Yeah, they just aren't exciting me. Well, I don't know what I'll do. I'll get extra information on Burke too, so I don't pick him if he ends up being ranked lower. So, and one more. Do we want to do an offensive lineman? So I'm 60% on all because I also forgot to change one of the scouts from looking at quarterbacks, like we need to worry about that. I forgot to fire the one looking at quarterbacks and safeties and hire somebody that looked at only offensive line, 2 offensive interior and exterior, outside line, offensive lineman positions. So I didn't do that, so that's why we don't have any hundreds by now. Otherwise, we would. Banks, Campbell, Milam. One to 2, I guess. Yeah, why not? Whoops, I didn't mean to edit. Did it keep me? Did it keep my... Where's Milam? It did not. Did not keep where I had selected that. So that was Milam. Take those regardless. Styles is not on this. Nope, not on this list. Left outside linebacker, Styles, and was it a middle linebacker I wanted to check? No, because none of them excited me. So I'll just... Oh, I gotta pick 3. I'll just pick somebody else then. From around that area. Whoops. Of the 29th pick. RC Ibuka. I'll pick this end if he's available. No, I don't think he would be. Oh yeah, I guess I can check out this guy. And right stick to confirm, yep. Now where'd my other player go? It does this all the time. Like when you switch screens, it gets rid of the player you already picked. So we'll do that and then we'll advance to the next week and that'll be the draft. I believe that would be the draft. Make sure we have both my staff people. It never said hire staff, so yep. Still got the offensive coordinators. Good. Okay, so we're going to start the draft, and I believe I have no time limit. Yep, it's not counting down. So, to pick 29, you want to see the first couple that go off. Skip. Cam Ward first, and like I said, this is pretty much going to go chalk the way that they are set up, or at least the way that they're scouted by the game. Shador to the Raiders. Kelvin Banks Jr., that is a, left tackle. To the Bears. Mike Williams, James Pierce Jr., see, and you can't get players like that unless you have early draft picks. Abdul Carter, linebacker. Luther Burden, wide receiver. Will Johnson, cornerback from the team up north. Nick Scorton, would love to have that end. Travis Hunter probably will go higher than 10 in reality. Cornerback, actually two-way player, but they probably won't let him play that much at a different position, if any. Mason Graham, defensive tackle, again from the team up north. As they lose a ton of their good players last year and this year. There's Loveland gone already at 12. So it is really ridiculous when the first round of this had me, the first mock draft had me picking Loveland. Granted, it wasn't 29th pick, but still was like 25th or something. Now we still want to check a couple more. Benjamin Morrison, cornerback. Igbuka from the Ohio State University going to the Dallas Cowboys. They've had their fair share of Buckeyes there. Princely, left end. What is that? Walter Nolan, defensive tackle. That might be the other defensive tackle from State Cool up north, I think, maybe. All right, and Texans get a wide receiver. AJ will be maybe excited about that. First wide receiver, no, Igbuka, the first wide receiver to come off the board, I think. No, Luther Burden was. My bad. Anyway, let's go ahead and just skip to my pick, and we'll still be able to see the other ones. Advance to next user pick. And so who do we have that came off the board? Will Campbell, left tackle. Ersery, Denzel Burke, gone at 20. Isaiah Bond, wide receiver, to the Bengals. That other right tackle, Jonah. Defensive tackle, Kenneth Grant. Grant might be the one from Michigan. Okay, couldn't remember. Cornerback, Tacario Davis. Oh, hey, look at that. Imagine that. JT and Jack Sawyer, both gone from the Ohio State University, both gone before I picked. So let's see who that leaves for us. So if you wanted a halfback, and you know, maybe you, in real life, maybe you do that if you think he's a game changer and a much better player than Brian Johnson is. And so not Brian Johnson, I'm blanking on his name. Why can't I remember the name of our running back right now? Crazy. Might be dementia setting in. I don't know. Jalen Walker's available. Imagine that. I thought I wouldn't be able to get him. Let's check out to see the deal on him. We did get 100% checkout on Millum though, but first let's check out him. Does he have any problems? All of this is good stuff unless I say it. Yeah, none of it's bad there. Like sometimes it might say bad is like he couldn't has trouble locating the ball in the air or tends to get penalties. All that would be right there. Elite acceleration, great agility, change of direction is decent, jumping solid, speed is elite, and that's always good, and strength is great, and so he might possibly even be able to be converted to a right end as well, or a left end, whichever you need there. So that is a possibility. What's his skill levels on it? Oh, a lot of average stuff. Hit power is A. Pursuit is an A, though. Man and zone coverage, both C at best. Tackles a C. See, that gets me away from wanting to draft a player. Who else did we have? Lineman. And he's got good speed, marginal strength though, so that's not going to translate very well. The stamina's an F, and that's the problem. He's going to be hurt. Other than injuries, a D. So decent player, sees on pass block finesse and run block finesse, but other than that, pretty good. But he has the injury bug, and he probably has to come out more than other players. So that is something to think about. I would draft him over Walker with those stats with that information we just learned. And who else did we get? Oh, Connerly, I have 100% on as well. Not much information, but it's all good. Won't get flagged much. Great acceleration, great agility, good change of direction, great jumping, good speed, and good strength. And what do we got here? Pass block power C and run block power C. So I'm going to call this probably my draft pick here. Let's see if there's anybody else that stands out. Judkins is still, if we didn't already have a, and when I say we, I am running the team right now, so that does mean the Washington Commanders. If we didn't have a good running back now, I would think about it. Also, Henderson may be available in the second round. Maybe, unless he's already taken. Yeah, there he is, Travion Henderson. All right, there. And does he have any negatives on him? Let's check it while we're there. Needs to work on simple concentration drops. Physical, great, good change of direction. Elite jumping, great speed and good strength. And so, not the best, but he'd be higher up if he was the best, obviously. So there is some issues here. But he would be maybe a good second or third round pick for sure. So right now it is, what did I say, Connerly? Who else? What else? Meaning Ratledge, 60%. Let's see if he could possibly, no. So just great strength though, but not as good on the ratings levels. Hairston cornerback. Most of you not seeing any linebackers except Walker, and I don't think he would be a good pick there. Now, if I needed another tight end, if I didn't re-sign Ertz, then probably would pick Warren here from Penn State. He's pretty decent in the real life, and he's probably pretty good here as well. Yeah, great speed, elite agility. Marginal acceleration, though. Yeah, the awareness is good. Catching traffic is good. I always love it when the catching traffic is an A, but regular catching they have problems with. I always love that when that happens. I don't think that's very realistic. EA Sports. It's in the game. Landon Jackson. An end as well. All that stuff's good. Change of direction, decent agility, marginal. Speed's great though, and strength is good. All good except for stamina, because I can live with that. Pursuit could be as low as a D. Finesse moves is a C. That's fine. If you have power moves that are a B, so that could do it at a C. So that's possibility. And if we didn't get, who else did we sign? I don't think they're going to be that much better than he is, though. So let's see what my choices are. So we do want to keep it to relatively around the area of the pick. And you could have the timer going during this time, but always turn it off, especially when doing something like this, because it's going to take me a while to get through it. We have, make sure nobody else chatted, nobody else did. I appreciate all of you watching, though. Thank you so very much. I do this regardless, and have done it every single year after the Super Bowl. And so I would be doing it regardless, but I thought, well, why not stream it anyway? Sports is not my main thing on the YouTubes. It's financial coaching and the Curse of Oak Island recaps and other shows about that. Lost my mind here. Okay, so we weren't going to do Milam. We didn't like Milam because of the injury, right? Injuries and stamina. And the other numbers aren't as good as Connerly. Yeah, so no doubt there. So I will pick Connerly. Other than who was I checked one more player. Was that a defensive? Oh, that was Ratledge. Oh, that was Jackson. Yeah, I'm not gonna pick Jackson over Connerly, so I'm gonna go Connerly. And I may change him from right tackle to something else. And please be a good pick. And it'll let you know immediately. And of course, even a 7th round pick can end up being a star player. Of course, it all depends. This is just the limited version of the draft process. And I could just skip past this by holding the button. That's only a C, 100 in value, and I drafted it at 29. So, yeah, all right. And yes, I did go more by need, which you're not supposed to do, so all right. All right. So scouting report is good, but still only a C pick. So ranked 100 in true value. And he could still be a hidden talent player as well, which gives him a more likely chance of being a star player. Jordan Birch, I was thinking about picking him. I mean, he just got picked to play before me. If I needed a wide receiver, Tez Johnson from the Oregon Ducks might be all right. Mason Taylor from LSU. If I needed a tight end, I think he's pretty good. What else should we do now? See awareness. Let's just check. Solid speed, just good. Nope. Round 2 pick, you got to get more than that. I have picked Kyron Lacey before, but that wasn't on this from this particular draft class. Needs to work on simple concentration drops. All the other stuff is good, I think. Yeah, all the other stuff is good. Other than that, great jumping, good speed only, great strength. And I did pick him, and he ended up being okay. On this, I think he looks like he might be rated a little bit lower than that. So, and also, I don't think I drafted him in the 2nd round. I think I was more like 3rd or 4th, where he was still available. What else do we need? Roberts, B on awareness. And trying to fill offensive line. No, not quite good enough for a 2nd round, I don't think. Don't need a quarterback. Cooper, Bailey. Monheim, I think, is a pretty good player. Great change of direction, marginal jumping, great speed, and good strength. So that would be one of your agility type linemen, which generally are pretty good. A to C injury scares me. The lead block scares me as well, and the pass block could be as low as a C. But and the run block, finesse and power, both at a D, and the run back block would only be as good as a C. But if I can't think of anybody else, I will go. We'll go ahead and take him. Let's take the list. Oh, their styles. Yeah, let's see what else we learned about Mr. Styles. Elite speed, elite agility. Let's see what we got here. The only problem is power moves. Other than that, good. Finesse moves, Power moves bad. Oh, impact blocking and stamina low as well. But I mean that could get up over time. Like the more he plays, perhaps he could get stamina points and such. But I mean, man coverage and zone coverage again, you can't complain with that for a pass coverage linebacker. But he could easily be available. Rated that low at 79, he could still be available. Wouldn't count on it though. Do I not do it? Need another linebacker? How many linebackers? We needed a middle one. Maybe I could put him at middle linebacker. Nobody else is exciting me. There's Jay Higgins way down there. Who's the third middle? Not a good year for... Well, I guess I can check him out. Washington, top it. Because we don't have anybody? Is that why you think he's a good fit for me? Only decent speed, though. 4.73. Yeah, that's not going to do it for me. I would take Stylus and switch him to middle linebacker if I had to. Yeah, I guess I'll do that since it's mixed on Monum, that center. Let's check a couple more. Restrepo, where is he from? Miami. Oh, that's why he was talked about a lot, because Cam Ward was throwing to him. A wide receiver, again, I don't need, but just to take a look at it. Yeah. You can't throw a 2-pick at that, at those numbers. So it would either be Mannheim or Sonny Styles, and they'll probably get me at a C grade or more or worse for this as well, but I can't think of anybody else to get now. And so if they end up making some kind of trade for Myles Garrett, obviously then that changes this whole procedure for what you're looking for in the draft and allows you to more go on best player. The more needs you fill ahead of the draft, where you're fine if you have to go with the players you got, then you can pick the best player available. In your opinion, Donovan Jackson, the Ohio State University, so certainly let's take a look. And he's ranked low, dog. He is a much better player than this, and he will be off the board before the 29th pick in the second round, I assure you. Pass block power, C to F, and pass block finesse, C to F. But pass block overall is a C. So how could they be? I mean, it would have to at least be one of those be a C and one be a D, you would think. But I don't know exactly the calculations they do for the Madden ratings system. But run block's good at a B. Awareness and injuries an A. So he's fine, and actually he was a guard, and he switched to left tackle for this season since Ohio State's left tackle got hurt, like in the first couple games, I think. And so he switched to left tackle for the season, and he was fine. Not left tackle, so I think he would be, and so certainly he would be able to play both spots, even if he had to be a backup the first year. So I think he would be well off the board. So I think I'm going to give up and take Stylus and make him a middle linebacker if I have to. And he's a round 2 to 3 projection, but a day 3 talent. That's just projection again, I think. We'll see. We'll see if I'm wrong. Thanks again to everybody watching. I didn't announce this ahead of time. Yeah, I also don't have the volume on because the songs would get me copyright booted. C minus again, 142 in value, and I and I drafted him at 61. So I probably could have got him in the 3rd round, unless people are thinking like me. So only average recognition skills. Alrighty, if you say so. Alright, so this draft is not going to be that great, obviously. But again, they got to the, and this is Madden, where it's easier to do that. Judkins from the Ohio State University went 42nd to the Niners. What about Henderson? Henderson 52nd to the Panthers. What else was I going to say? I interrupted myself to give you that draft update. Skip ahead in the draft to the next user pick is in round 5. So I probably will just trade away these 2 picks unless there's somebody else that I really think that, like, I didn't scout any of them extra. They're all like 60s. Nope. So I didn't. Let's just see if anybody looks interesting, and then maybe I'll just call it a day with those 2 draft picks and trade these 2 5s for maybe a late 3rd round next year, maybe. We'll see. Oh, there's Lacey. Look, so I could pick up Lacey. As again a wide receiver. Catching traffic, a D, catch it. Yeah, I think he's lower rated than here. So, excuse me, when I drafted him in the other one, in the other off-season, it was a different draft class. Gray. Around 3 or 4 picks still on the board. Great agility, but only solid strength. Injury, another F. Pass block finesse and pass block power could be F as well. And you're not going to get players that are that great. Can I check Jordan? No. But this is the way it goes with the lower picks. Marshall Jr., Florida. Smith Jr. from Southern Arkansas. Strong. Henderson from the Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. My old stomping grounds. Used to live in Va Beach. J.J. Weaver was the talk of the town a few years ago. I wonder what year he is in college. And he might be underrated here still. I don't know. I don't know how high he, like Mel Kiper, for example, struggles to find the ball in the air. And that's the only problem with him. All the other things are good things. Great change of direction, just good. Everything else, solid agility. And acceleration, and he's an outside linebacker. And, man cover zone covers a C. Tackle B to D. So yeah, this is all a crapshoot. And if you have a full third round, a full 7 round of picks, if you have 7 picks or so, let's see what Xavier Truss from Georgia is like. Elite jumping, which you don't need to do that much jumping on the offensive line. But his strength is great, though. But that's a NAR. Too many Fs there. Unlike some people, he gave too many Fs. Jason Henderson, again, Old Dominion. That's a middle linebacker. Could we hit a... and yeah, they still think I need one since I didn't draft one. Lacks discipline, resulting in avoidable penalties. So, yeah, that's going to happen too with these guys. Man coverage a B, zone coverage C to F. What about tackling is a D. So, there's no need. I have guys now that can do that. Conyers tight end. B. Cook. That's not Brandon Cook, unfortunately, hiding in the draft. C. Lacey. For some reason, I was thinking he might be good too, because when I saw it before, I thought both the Lacey guys were pretty good, but this one lower ranked as well. Yeah, so I don't see any need for drafting. Let's take one more look at the top guys that are near the top. Make selection just to see. I don't need a wide receiver there, even though they're rated 2 to 3rd round or projected 2nd to 3rd round. And this offensive lineman either. Let me look at him one more time, see if he can talk me into it. But that's a no again, because it's just too average. Too average there. And so I'll just let my other guys play. Yeah, so I'll just trade. Manage roster. Trade center. Trade finder. Let's see if the Browns got any draft cap room. Let's see. Yep, no, they're still negative rounds, so I can't trade them any players to go along with picks for my boy. I could do these. Let's try do these. Yeah, they can't take on his contract now, so they wouldn't be able to do it either. So yeah, I can't do anything with the Browns because of their cap situation. So no, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to choose trade pick from trade away pick. There it is. And that automatically gives me people that are interested, who wants it. Texans will give my 2025 for a round 4 pick this year. Oh, next year. No, I don't care about that. Let's just work on this year's. Nobody wants this year's pick. Nope, they don't. So I'll just figure out who to give it to then myself, which takes extra time. Sorry. No, we want to trade away pick. Always forget. Nope. I have to do it manually. Sorry, so sorry. Trade center. Trade finder. My 2 picks from this year. And we'll go for a second, maybe? No, that'll be too much. We'll go for a 3. 2026 3. We'll see. Who will still? So now we have to see who will still be bad. The Bears, maybe not. The Bengals, maybe. Cardinals, still be bad. Jets not re-signing Aaron Rodgers, or they're releasing him or something. We'll go with the Cardinals and see if they'll give me a 3 next year. 1, 2, 3, and done. And done. Okay, so I could have probably gotten a 7th round from them as well, maybe. Who knows? So there we go. So we skip ahead in the draft to my next pick, and that'll be the end of the draft. So I only got 2 draft picks. And they will likely make more moves and possibly will trade players to get a draft pick, but I wouldn't know who it would be to get rid of. So once we have more of an idea of that, then maybe I'll do this again. And we'll see. So what are we still missing to update the list? So we still need a quarterback. Still need a running back probably. We don't use a fullback. We could be fine on wide receiver, but we could also pick one up. We could get another tight end. I'll probably re-sign Bates. Oh, that's right. I forgot we got Bakhtiari, and so that helps out a lot for backup, and even I could make him start at right guard instead of Paul. Paul is Connerly. Let's see what Connerly is. Oh, I forgot to do the recap. So that's a 72 on him. Not that good, but also, is he a hidden talent player? He is. So he could easily become a star. Especially if I have him start instead of... I guess I would have him start instead of... No, I'm not going to have him do that. Yeah, that's the problem. So if I put him somewhere starting, he could possibly do well, but let's see. Who else did I pick? I'm trying to think who else I picked. Is draft recap on here still? I think it is. It is. There we go. So that'll tell me. I can't remember who it was. Connerly and Stylus. That's who it was. So Connerly, that, and Stylus, also a hidden talent player. So only 68, and for second round, that is probably a little bit low, but that means he could develop into a star player if he starts. And so I may either start him at left outside linebacker and change somebody else to middle linebacker, or we'll see if somebody is in the free agency. That will happen right now. After I finish going through the list, I got distracted again. Where were we in the list? For linemen, so I could get another lineman for... I don't need one, do I? Yeah, maybe one or two for depth on the offensive line. I got 81 starter and a 75 starter. Unless I have Uchi. Oh, Luvu, I can move him too. I do have him like coming in being the substitute. I have him being the substitute, the reserve end. And so that means he comes in on certain occasions to be an end, and so he gets a lot of sacks that way as well. So I could just change him to a right end as well. What were we looking for? To see if we needed another end. So Uchi, hope that's how that's pronounced. Otherwise, feel bad about saying Uchi. And we can always check to see if the Browns have worked on their salary cap situation, because they would have to sign the free agents. So we will see. Again, didn't upgrade there, so yeah, probably do need a corner. Do I have that written down? I do. And a kicker and a punter. Safety we're good on, and we'll be cutting some of those even. Kicker and a punter, though, absolutely necessary. Can I... No, you can't do it from there. You can only fire a scout at the beginning of the season. So I gotta wait till the beginning of the season to fire that guy that only looks at quarterbacks and safeties and have him be a offensive line guy instead. So I think we are done. I guess I could check the Browns first. Trade finder. Browns, did you fix your cap? They're even more over the cap. Okay. So, and this might be like real life. I think you can carry a negative cap number until a certain time in the off season. Advanced to preseason 1. So I can't sign free agents yet, can I? No, I can't. I gotta wait till now when I advance the week. Okay, and now we're just gonna sign a lot of people because we need them. And here you got good players. We were thinking about giving him a contract. I guess I can sign him. And that is not bad at all. What is it? Let's see. What is that? Yeah, $2.85 million for 78 cornerback. Yes, please and thank you. Khalil Herbert, 75. And see, this is what I'm saying. These guys are available. You just gotta, let me grab Sam Hubbard from the Ohio State University, $5 million. May end up releasing him, or probably would trade him and get some kind of job pick. Even a low round would be good for that guy. And that's also what you can do with this. So the highest ranked, wrong one, the highest ranked punter is Araza. I repronounced that. And that's a 98% power and 83% accuracy. Do I feel better about Wheeling with a 94 power, but 3 more % of accuracy? I would probably say yes to that. Yeah, let's go with. Actually, accuracy is not that important with punters, so I'll go with the more power guy for sure. We'll just kick it through the end zone every time. And kicker, wrong button again. Ryland, 25 years old, 94 and 81, 91 and 81. Folk Siebert, my guy, 92 power and 82. Since we had him, and I think we will be keeping him, I will go ahead and sign him as well instead of one of the other guys. Just a little bit more power on Ryland there. So, all right, and so now let's go back to quarterback. So we could get a Dalton. Did somebody sign Mariota? Oh, I guess somebody got Mariota in the late. So I guess we'll have the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton, being our backup this year. And halfback, not eligible. We want everybody. Did I already sign one? Doesn't matter if I did. I will just release or trade one of them. And fullback we don't use. Wide receiver, see a 77, Keenan Allen, 12-year veteran, 85 speed though, no thank you. And right below him, Zacchaeus, so see, didn't have to sign him. Turpin's already 29 years old, my goodness gracious me. 4-year veteran already. So he didn't start playing pro until he was 25. My goodness, he must have stayed in college all of the years. 95 speed, 95 acceleration. Can't beat that though. Even at 29, I could never run that fast. Much less at 29. Or even earlier. Hamler from Penn State, remember him. I will just go ahead and take Zacchaeus back since he's familiar with our offense. And this may be somebody that they would re-sign anyway, regardless. What's our salary cap looking like? I guess I should have looked at that, but tight end, I did want to get. I guess I could get somebody better than Bates, but Bates is close to the top there. And let's see if he has the best blocking, the best lead block stats, since that's a lot of what he does. 57. So nope. Who has it? Tommy Tremble, ladies and gentlemen, from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, has the best. But only by a little bit over Bates, his younger two, though, and a vertical threat instead of a possession receiver. But they would easily probably re-sign Bates as well, just for depth on the tight end position. Who do we got? Lucas, and again, allowed him to leave just because old and now 73. So probably don't need him. Let's see who else is available on the offensive line. 73 again. 71, Nick Gates, previously on Washington. Capo, 73. And Parker, 70. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and re-sign my boy. Might not keep him, since we have that draft pick. Connerly on the line. And I've checked all these guys. I don't think we need any more unless I see some Leno from 2 seasons ago from Washington. Not this past season, but the one before it. I was looking to see if there's anybody interesting. Not really. I think we're good anyway. There's my boy Trent Scott. 67. Alright, and so in 74. So see, in this area, you can get them without paying them a lot of money. I guess I'll sign him and just release or trade him if we don't need him. I'll go ahead and sign Lopez just in case we end up being able to trade Allen, so that we have some depth there. A 75. I don't think we need him. Oh, there's Fowler again. I could see him re-signing Fowler for another year, so I'll do it for even cheaper than they could have. Okay. So we got plenty of depth, and it should still be an overall better team than it was last year, with the exception of Bobby Wagner not being on it anymore. I think everything else is pretty good. But again, with only one first round and one second round and no third or fourth round pick, don't think you can. And of course, they could have done what I did, except done it in this draft and moved up. And so they may do that as well, to move up to maybe a fourth round pick for 2 5s possibly. Clowney. Now the ultimate linebacker that is a rush specialist, so could just put left end by his name as well, and he might even be ranked higher as that, like a 76 or something. But I don't think Preston Smith previously, I think from Washington, from my memory is correct. Eric Kendricks, middle linebacker. Yeah, they were wanting me to sign him and give him a bonus, weren't they? So I'll go ahead and sign him, and we'll see how it stacks out. I probably would not keep him. Probably will put one of the other younger guys at middle linebacker and see if they can grow into it. Khaleke Hudson, I think. Not Khaleke. I think it's Khaleke Hudson, and he definitely was with Washington previously. Also from the state up north. but no need for that. A cornerback, see in the 75, 76 range, I told you there would be some that you didn't have to give a bonus to. And when you sign them this way in free agency, it's only for 1 year. What speeds are we looking at? 91, 90, 93. Talk to me. Nazee Johnson, 3 years experience. Some of these people start college late, or they spend a long time in college. James Pierre was on Washington last year, I think. The previous year, Greedy Williams was the man, and he's been on. He's been a free agent and a lot of free agent list a lot of the time. Must have had some issues with him. I'll go ahead and get him. Probably don't need him though. That is the beauty of it, because you can sign them, and if you release them, then there's no salary cap hit or anything like that. Free safety, like I said, I'll just move one of my guys. But Damar Hamlin, that's the guy that I think was temporarily paralyzed on the field, and he came back to play. But now he's apparently released by Buffalo. I don't know if he had already been released in real life yet or not, or if the Madden computer just decided to do it. Now 78 one, so at 243 you pick him up just for depth, if nothing else. Or I can just trade and just game the draft for next year. And there's Forrest. So yeah, they didn't seem that interested in Forrest this year, so I would think that he would not be re-signed if I had to guess. But I don't know. Again, I don't know. And also, they may want him for depth. And if he has to play more, who knows? Anything could happen. So I think we are good on all of the spots. Let's just do a check. We got Daniels and Dalton. The Red Rocket, we do have signed Herbert, so we do have 4 running backs. Might just keep 3. No fullback for Washington, and we have, what newcomers do we have? None, because Gray and Cunningham will go to practice squad or be cut. Gray will be cut because he can't go to practice squad. The Madden practice squad, unlike the real practice squad, they can only be rookies or first-year players. If they're older than that, if they have too much experience, they can't go on the Madden practice squad. So that's one of the differences. What else do we have there? Yeah, if anybody has any questions, certainly go ahead and ask. And I'll answer, even if I don't know the answer, I'll guess. Let's see. So again, Sanat, see, he's ranked higher than Ertz is now. So yeah, I probably will, even though Ertz probably making more money, I will play him and play Sanat and let him work into that starter. On the job training as a starter. So good speed, faster than Ertz. Probably doesn't catch as well yet. Not as good awareness, of course, and catches 1 higher. Catch in traffic 1 less. So it's not that different. So probably didn't really need Ertz, but I mean he's a good backup anyway. He's a high backup, and Bates will get the start over Turner. Turner just hadn't been able to crack into the lineup since he was, I think he was drafted, Ron Rivera's last year, and then they kept him. But he was on the practice squad all year. I feel like they actually had another tight end on the roster. His name is Yankov, I think. But he never. I don't think he ever played. Maybe special teams that we didn't notice, but I never saw him get on the field during actual play. And he may have been hurt, I don't know, or like I said, put to the practice squad. But yeah, that's the dealio on that. So no backup center, but that's okay. Anybody can handle it. Oh, and Cosme, see, Cosme doesn't even need somebody to start for him because he's cleared to play in my little PC world here. So again, may not be ready to go by the start of next NFL season, but you never know. You never know. My Brian Robinson is his name. I think I said Brian Johnson. That would be, I think, the singer in AC/DC. Brian Robinson Jr. When he was a rookie, he got shot in his leg, and I believe he was playing football a month and a half later, or 2 months later, or something like that. So, in his rookie year. And so, you know, you can get sometimes you just are blessed and you heal really, really quickly. And sometimes it's just a partial tear, like it was with Jonathan Allen this past year. So yeah, I think we'll be all right on offensive line. And so we got, where did Davenport come from? Did I assign him as well? I must have. Just for depth to see what up. But again, probably DeMarcus Long. Oh, I switched to the Cowboy. See, you got to keep it on your own team's name, or you'll get confused. There we go. Because then, if I wanted to, I could just switch over to Micah Parsons and have him be on my team as well, too. But it doesn't work like that. And let me guess. I'm going to guess that they re-signed him. I don't even know if his contract is up. What are we looking for? A linebacker. Micah Parsons. Yeah. Oh, at 99 overall. Yeah, he's not going anywhere probably. Let's see what that stat and contracts are. We want to do contract. Years remaining 1. So this 2025 season is his last one. So he's not available yet unless they are trying to restructure to rebuild. If they give up on, I mean, they probably got too many good parts to just like give up, but it doesn't seem like that makes a difference. I mean, I guess you got to have your quarterback there, Dak Prescott, for the whole year. That might make some difference. But overall, they might be on the outside looking in for a while. And that would be, of course, fine with me. What else do we want to do? I never finished going through the roster to make sure I had everybody I needed, did I? Left out. So we got plenty of linebackers, including the one I drafted. Kendricks, middle linebacker, but I would probably just make... might just make Deloach the middle linebacker instead. That's a 73 to 76, so not that much different. So I might do that. So we're fine either way. And Luvu. So that's... Yeah, so we're good there. I mean, I guess I could sign one more. That's better than Pool here. Bumper Pool. Interesting name from Arkansas. So, as a matter of fact, I will check that in the free agency list. Again, yeah, you know, I'm going to say that's pretty decent at your top 5 in cornerbacking. And you got Diggs as a backup here. Can't beat that. Or we still get rid of Diggs and we have one of these guys, either Reeves or Butler, switch to free safety. Probably Butler. And we got Siebert and Ariza doing the kicking. Alrighty, so yeah, I think we are good for that. Let's check free agents. I always think I'm going to get out in an hour on these, and I never do. Thanks to everybody that is stuck around or watching this later. Thank you so very much. So middle linebacker, instead of a 63 to have a 73, sure. Who do I want to have? Do I like the pass coverage kind? I guess it doesn't matter really. He's younger though. Faster. And he's even faster than that. One faster. Miles Jack. Raekwon McMillan from the Ohio State University, but I won't do a homer signing there. I'll go with Deion Jones there, and probably go with I normally would default to young guys anyway than 30-year-old people, especially if it's only a little bit of difference. But again, the reason that I signed him instead of Poole, and that's just because, so I can't put him on the actually I could put him on the practice squad, but why would I bother? No need. So I'll just release him. Alrighty, so, and I already checked, didn't I? I already checked to see what, I don't know if I checked since I changed the week. Let's see what the cap situation is for our Brownies. Negative 6.37 million. So I guess they get till the end of the preseason. So I guess we'll do that then. So to do preseason, did I hit? I don't think I hit depth chart. That time I did hit depth chart, didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay, I should do this earlier in the day. What time is it? Oh, 1:33. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah, alright, so maybe we won't go through the preseason this particular time. So we'll again look at the rosters and see what we have. So we got Daniels and Dalton, so that's fine. That's pretty much like, I mean, Mariota probably better than Dalton, especially with this offense. But I don't know. Mariota played well when he got in, and so people that need a quarterback might sign him away. And he only had a 1-year contract, so he may want to play the field instead of just go ahead and re-sign with Washington. And so Robinson, Herbert, Eckler, you would be fine right there. And there's plenty of 75-ish running backs to get if you would need to. Don't need a fullback. Again, 94 superstar, Scary Terry there, and McCaffrey, granted, rated higher than real life that he is at this point, having not played much, but they are playing him a little bit more. They were later in the season, so we'll see for next season. But still, so you got Diami also came on late in the season. Perfect time in the last year of his contract. And so I did re-sign him for that second wide receiver 2 spot, which you would hopefully have an 80 at least player in that spot. But we didn't this year, and we had Noah Brown, and so I signed him way early in this particular simulation, in this particular off season. I signed him like way before I even thought about using it for this purpose. So that way I didn't have the option. And then I signed Diami in front of you guys, just because I didn't want to be left without anybody else. And so he still is the third highest ranked receiver on the team. So not a bad signing, in my opinion. And he's still young at 25. And so that's why I signed him for multiple years. And that's why the penalty is high. But we have Brown as well, and I signed Zacchaeus as well. So pretty good on wide receiver. I would say that's an upgrade from what they had this year. Even though it's many of the same names. All the same names except for... oh, no, it's all the same names. Yeah, all the same names. So, but still, because of, in my franchise, McCaffrey progressed a lot faster. And Sanat going into number one role. I would assume they would re-sign Ertz, but don't know 100% for sure on that. So, and I don't know if they give Sennett the chance to be the starter, or if they try to get another starter. Like, for example, if Colston Loveland signs with them, or, lasts until their pick in the first round, do they take a tight end there? I don't know. So, 1, 2, nope, not quite, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 offensive linemen in 80, ranked 80 or better. So I would say that fine. And then a hidden talent, first round draft choice, a right tackle. So you might let him play you might let him play, say, left guard ahead of Allegretti, perhaps, since Wiley's in the 80s. So you might do that. Something like that, since that's only 4 points away from Allegretti. And if you switch him to right guard, maybe he's even ranked higher. Don't know. So you might do something like that, and that way you would get your rookie better playing time, and that would put him at, you got to get 500 plays before the hidden talent is revealed. And so then you could end up having a star at the left tackle position. And of course, you can always change his position later. In Madden, it's very easy. Much easier than real life. Armstrong and Hubbard there. 80 and 76. And then 275s here on the right side, unless I change Luvu to full-time rusher, which you could do. Allen Payne and Newton, no problem with that. Left outside linebacker, that's, they're going to be a little bit low. Middle linebacker, a little bit low as well. So, but I would probably let Deloach play into the middle linebacker spot. Put probably Styles at left outside linebacker. If not Styles, also a hidden talent player at middle linebacker. So definitely middle linebacker, I would say overall not quite as good as going into this season, but you also got to remember they only had 4 linebackers listed. Granted, you had Fowler, etc., stuff that could play linebacker somewhat, but are basically pass rushers. But if you download the Madden roster right now, it would only have 4 linebackers on it. And that would be Wagner and McGee here, and Hampton and Luvu. Yeah, I think it's only those 4 on there is all they have on the current roster, and that's what they went with. And apparently that was fine. And cornerback, Not going to complain about that either. Lattimore, Semristal, both 80s. Can't complain about that. Hopefully Lattimore stays healthy, and being healthy, hopefully he plays continued greatness. Again, from the Ohio State University, in case you missed it. St. Just, according to Madden, he's fine. According to what we see on Sundays, maybe not, and they may try to replace him or something like that. So you could say if that happened, well, I was able to sign somebody and not for $2.85 million, and not give him a signing bonus, and is the same level as that. So right at 79, right below 80s, and also another one is 77. And Quan Martin, excuse me. And I'm trying to remember what his actual name is. Quan is a nickname. I'm trying to remember what it is, and I can't remember it. Have to try to remember too many names and things and such. And so, at safety, again, both safety positions, the same starters, and overall better. Reeves and Butler. So this would be all the same names, except for the two on the... that would go to the practice squad, and Owens probably would go to the practice squad, but I think he was injured all year in 2024 in real life, and so I would just probably move Percy Butler over here to free safety, which he has been listed at before previously in Madden. And we got Siebert back, signed with no bonus, and Razer, that might be pronounced Arazi. No? Ariza. I do not know how to pronounce that at all, but 25, young still, but 98 kick power, can't beat that, and decent accuracy as well. So we'll go with him. So I would have to say it's overall a better team, but how they gel together, even if they have to do the exact same thing, and they can't bring in a big name, but I believe they will probably try to bring in one big name free agent, I would assume, or arrange a trade or something like that, if they can, if it will help them. But with Madden and only the 4 draft picks and the salary cap not being worked out yet, and it's possible I could still, if I ran the preseason through, which will take more time, but if I ran that through, it's possible I would still be able to do a trade for Garrett, and so we just have to see with that. Maybe I'll make a 10-minute video if I'm able to, and try that, see if I'm able to do that. But that's going to be it for tonight. So fairly successful, not great, not fabulous first and second round picks, but they are both hidden talent players, so they both could develop into stars easily with just a little bit of playing time. Alrighty, and let's save this as a different number. I'll put this under stream, and then that way I can start from it and do that. Maybe I'll do that live tomorrow night. Oh no, tomorrow is Oak Island, so it would be Wednesday night or during the day tomorrow. Stream, and yeah. Alright, so I thank you to everybody that's watching. I appreciate it muchly, whether you watch live or you end up watching afterwards. If you've been watching any of this or scrolling through it and happen to hear this, thank you so very much. Didn't announce this ahead of time, so appreciate any and all lookers. Started streaming 3 hours ago. Crazy, the time just goes by when I'm doing this, but I was going to do it anyway, so might as well get a view or two from it. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and as always, make smart football decisions every day.